Hey everybody, welcome back to the second season, third episode of the Saturday afternoon concert series, the String Bean and the Boardwalk Social Club Saturday afternoon concert series. Well, that's a long name. String Bean, Boardwalk Social Club Saturday afternoon concert series. Second season, episode 3. Anyway, every week we have a different theme. And this week the theme of the show is Willie Dixon, the blues man, singer, stand-up bass player, but mainly known for his songwriting. Chess Records, he wrote big hits for all the guys on Chess Records, Muddy Waters, especially Howlin' Wolf, Little Walter, Sonny Boy Williamson, and then a lot of rock and roll songs, bands covered his songs, became hits. Yeah, he's the cross between, the bridge between blues and rock and roll. Willie Dixon, stand-up bass player, wrote all the songs for Chess Records. Anyway, play some Willie Dixon songs and tell you some facts about his fascinating life. Willie Dixon. He was another guy that was born in Mississippi. No one Chicago. Anyway. This one was covered by the Rolling Stones. It was their first #1 hit. I got a little red rooster, too lazy to crow for day. I got a little red rooster, too lazy to crow for day. Upset everything in the barn, upset every way. The dogs begin to bark, the hounds begin to howl. Dogs begin to honk, the hounds begin to howl. Keep everything, the red roosters on the prowl. Hounds begin to bark, the hounds begin to howl. Dogs begin to bark, the hounds begin to howl. Rooster, covered by the Rolling Stones. Also, Bob Weir, the Grateful Dead covered quite a few Willie Dixon songs. Bob Weir and Willie Dixon even recorded one together. And Willie Dixon wrote a song that the Grateful Dead did called Eternity. I mean, that just they did, no one else. They did a lot of his other, so many, who knows how many, let me think. Grateful Dead played Spoonful, Wang Dang Doodle. Same thing, that was a big hit for Bob Weir too. Where else? Yeah, so Willie Dixon was the songwriter and record producer for, like musical director, I should say, for Chess Records in Chicago. That was his big break. You know, he came. You know, he was a professional boxer when he left Mississippi. He grew up in Mississippi with his mother, who was. I read his book years ago. He wrote a book called "I Am the Blues," which was really good. Anyway, I read it so long ago, but I remember a couple parts. Like his mother had the habit of speaking in rhymes whenever in the house. You know, she would rhyme things, and then he picked up on that, and he started actually writing poetry, which he turned into songs when he went up to Chicago. But before that, when he was a kid, he was put in some kind of jail work camp thing for a while. And he was a really physically big guy, like 6 foot something and 250 pounds. So he got in boxing shape. And back then, boxing was like I don't know. They were just winging it. They would travel around and set up these boxing matches and charge people. And he was very good at it. His book, I remember him saying that most people don't know what it's like to be physically fit in their life, which was an interesting thing. But after his boxing career, which he quit because felt like he was being ripped off, he was actually Joe Lewis's sparring partner. Yeah, being ripped off was a common theme throughout his book, you know, whether it was boxing or music or whatever. Then he started as a songwriter and just an employee for Chess Records. You know, I think he was the only one that really like worked 9 to 5. They would go in the morning, and he was also their talent scout, always looking out for the next person to sign. He was their north talent scout, the Chicago area. In the south, they had Ike Turner was their talent scout. So, what's the next thing? Oh yeah, here's an example of a song he wrote for Sonny Boy Williamson, which was unusual at the time. You know, it was a rare thing to write a minor key blues song. And then he also used an organ in it, a Farfisa organ, which is very unconventional blues instrument. Anyway, it was a big hit for Sonny Boy Williamson. A song called "Help Me." You gotta help me. I can't do it by myself. You gotta help me. I can't do it by myself. If you don't help me, girl, I gotta find somebody else. When I walk, you walk with me. When I talk, you talk with me. Oh, babe, I can't do it by myself. If you don't help me, girl, I gotta find somebody else. by nature. Put on your morning gown. And I ain't no way sleeping. I feel like laying down. I might have to cook, I might have to wash, I might have to clean, I might mop the floor. Well, you gotta help me, I can't do it by myself. If you don't help me, girl, I gotta find somebody else. You gotta help me. You gotta help me, girl. You gotta help. You gotta help me. That one was covered by a lot of people, of course, and also turned into an instrumental by Booker T and the MGs, known as Green Onions. Johnny Winter played that. So many people played Help Me. Here's another one that Willie Dixon wrote for Sonny Boy Williamson again. This one was covered by a lot of bands too. This is called Bring It On Home. This one was covered by Led Zeppelin, controversially. They didn't give Willie Dixon credit for writing these songs originally. Turned into a whole court battle thing. Baby, oh baby, gonna bring it on home. Bought my ticket and I got my load. On the holler, all the bold. Take my seat in the railman bag and watch this train go down the track. Baby, oh baby, gonna bring it home to you. Out the good time that I'm gonna tell you. Bring It On Home. Willie Dixon song, big hit for Sonny Boy Williamson. Yeah, a lot of the rock bands, most of them, like the Rolling Stones, of course, gave Willie Dixon credit. But for some reason, Led Zeppelin played 3 or 4 of his songs and claimed writing credit for themselves, which turned into a big thing where with record labels suing each other. And eventually, Willie Dixon got the money, but there was a big battle. Yeah, he wrote songs that like "You Shook Me" and "You Need Love" that Led Zeppelin changed around a little bit. And usually they just used his lyrics, but anyway, it was all worked out. But that was a theme throughout his book of being taken advantage of by record companies or people in general. Getting ripped off was his theme. Oh, another interesting thing about Willie Dixon is that he was a conscientious objector. He didn't go to World War II. He objected because he said that America was a racist country with racist institutions, and he wasn't going to fight for that country. So he went to jail for 10 months, and when he got out is when all the good things started happening for him. Getting his Chess Records job and all that. And he kind of remained political, he his book, he states, is he was aligned with the Democratic Party of Chicago, and he helped them out in some ways. But then later on, he was invited to play at the White House a couple times for inaugurations, George Bush's inauguration, the first one, because his campaign manager, Lee Atwater, was a big blues fan. He had all these blues guys play at his inauguration. So he went to that, and he made some kind of statement. I can't remember what it was, and he wore some kind of Democratic pin on his suit. Willie Dixon was a pretty fascinating individual, smart guy, besides all of his songwriting stuff. Oh, also he was born on July 1st, which is the bluesman birthday. Also born on July 1st was James Cotton, Dan Aykroyd, and Stringbean, famous bluesman from New Jersey. July 1st. So what else? Yeah, the Rolling Stones were they were good to their blues influence guys. They always gave credit where credit was due, which makes them 100 times more awesome. Anyway, they had a big hit with Willie Dixon's song for their first thing, and they always made sure to. They even, when they came to America for the first time, play on TV, they insisted that Howlin' Wolf open up for him, would also be on a guest on one of those, shows that you would never expect, like teen type shows. Yeah, it was great. You can see the film of them all sitting on the stage watching Howlin' Wolf play. It's great. So anyway, once once I went, the best blues concert I've ever gone to was the Hubert Sumlin tribute concert they had at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. And I went to with my daughter Michelle. That was really the best blues concert, probably in history. That was the greatest blues show. Anyway, the highlight of the thing, they had everybody played. Eric Clapton, everybody you could possibly imagine. Keith Richards, James Cotton. So that was the highlight of the thing, was Keith Richards' 2 songs, and the ones that he chose to do were both Willie Dixon songs. He did a slow blues song called "Going Down Slow," which we play sometimes. That's the one that's got like a talking part in the middle, which I for years I thought it was Howlin' Wolf doing the talking, but it's Willie Dixon. So anyway, Keith Richards did that part, which was really funny, because the talking part goes like, anyway, there's one part where he goes, "Well, damn women, great googly moogly," which Frank Zappa adopted. But when Keith Richards did it, he said, "Great googly moogly." And then he also did Little Red Rooster. Those were the 2 songs that he chose to do for this Hubert Sumlin tribute thing. Little Red Rooster, he played slide. That was a rare thing to have Keith Richards play slide, sing that song solo, and he was accompanied by James Cotton. There was a little mix-up, a key mix-up. James Cotton somehow had the wrong key harmonica. But what can you do? Keith Richards doing "Going Down Slow." That was great. Best blues concert ever. That was a good day for me. Yeah, Michelle and I had a great time at that concert. It was great. I have some funny, good memories about it. Keith Richards' daughters catching me smoking a joint outside. They gave me the thumbs up, and then we saw them inside. Now we were best friends. But anyway, back to my thing. Willie Dixon wrote hits for Muddy Waters. His Muddy Waters' biggest hit by him was "Hoochie Coochie Man." Oh, that's another interesting thing about Willie Dixon, is he wrote a lot of songs that were like really bragging, kind of over the top bragging things, which is something that has carried over into hip hop rap music. Like the song like "Seventh Son." He brags about how much money he has, or "Hoochie Coochie Man," same thing. It's a theme that continues in hip hop rap. The over the top braggadocio lyrics about how great you are. So those were the ones that were hits for Muddy Waters. "Hoochie Coochie Man," "Seventh Son." No, that "Seventh Son" was, Muddy Waters did that one too. What else? "I'm Ready." Those are all songs that are like brag kind of songs. Willie Dixon knew that blues was the roots of hip hop too. He considered the roots of all American music, which is true. The blues are the roots of all American music. All American popular music, really. Okay, here's one that he wrote for Elmore James. "Can't Hold Out." Just Talk to My Baby. Also covered by Eric Clapton on 461 Ocean Boulevard. I just talked to my baby on the telephone. Stop what you do, baby, come on home. I can't hold out. I can't hold out too long. get a real good feel talking to you on the telephone. Yeah, don't you put in my heart's desire. You know I love you, I can't stand to see you cry, and I can't hold out. Can't hold out too long. I get a real good feeling talking to you on the telephone. Though I love you, I can't stand to see you cry, and I can't hold out. Can't hold out too long. I get a real good feel talking to you on the telephone. Just talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby. I get a real good feel talking to you on the telephone. For Eric Clapton. I was lucky to see Willie Dixon one time playing a stand-up bass with Johnny Winter and a snare drum player. That was the whole band. Small little trio. Johnny Winter playing. That was when they did this album called Whoopin' the Blues with Johnny Winter, Sonny Terry, and Willie Dixon. That was great album. Really highly recommend that one. Yeah, by that time, I don't know. I mean, at the end of his life, he got diabetes. After being so fit as a boxer, he put on a lot of weight. He was over 300 pounds. Like his song 300 Pounds of Heavenly Joy. Anyway, he wound up having his, I think one of his right foot was amputated. Maybe by the time I saw him, that might have been the situation. It was great seeing Willie Dixon. I'm very lucky to have seen so many of my blues heroes, while they were alive. Willie Dixon, not many people have seen him, He didn't tour really, he didn't play around that much, so that was a lucky thing for me to go see. I think that was on my birthday. It was on our birthday. It was July 1st at the pier in New York City when they used to have concerts on the Hudson River, right by the passenger ship terminals. A lot of really good concerts there back in the day. That was the one that we commandeered a motorboat, stole a motorboat from the Sandy Hook pilots. I can't get in trouble for this anymore. Neither can Joe Dugan now that he's retired. Anyway, we both stole a motorboat and went to while we were working on the inside boat, and took it from Staten Island all the way to the Hudson River and tied it up, and went to see Johnny Winter and the Fabulous Thunderbirds and Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I remember Joe was worried that people would mess with the boat. I said, come on, just go to the concert. He goes, no, I'm going to stay here. So I went back to check on him during the break, and there was a keg on the boat and 30 people. So thanks for watching the boat, Joe. Joe was there, of course, with them. But hey, Ken, how you doing? What the hell's going on? Yeah, nobody can get in trouble for that anymore, I don't think. I don't care anyway. But Willie Dixon, I'm glad to have seen him. And what else about him? I mean, so many of these songs were huge hits for rock and roll bands, like Backdoor Man by The Doors. Here, I'll read all the songs for you. Built for Comfort, Howlin' Wolf, we did that one. A lot of these songs we did with Hubert Sumlin. When we did the concerts with Hubert Sumlin, we learned these really well, you know, like really like the originals, as close as we could get to them. But some of the songs like that, Built for Comfort, I mean, Big Danny used to sing that one, and he could sing it. But I'm too skinny to sing all those songs. Anyway, I sang them anyway. Built for Comfort, Close to You, that was a hit for Stevie Ray Vaughan, Diddy Wah Diddy. That was, a lot of ones covered that, including Bruce Springsteen. Evil, a millions bands played that one. Paul Dickler used to really play that one well with Blackberry Blues Band. Hidden Charms, that was one covered by, what's his name? Elvis Costello. Elvis Costello played at that concert too. That's when I went outside and smoked a joint. But Hidden Charms has got that great guitar solo, Hubert Sumlin guitar solo, which is really like the blueprint of a rock guitar solo. Brilliant thing. That was great playing that one with Hubert Sumlin, because we really got it perfect. I mean, I'm sure out of all the bands besides Howlin' Wolf, all the later bands, I think we were the best at backing up Hubert Sumlin, the most accurate, or I don't know, most like the originals. I Ain't Superstitious, a big hit for so many. Can't Quit You Baby, that was an Otis Rush song on Cobra Records, also stolen by Led Zeppelin. I Just Want to Make Love to You, a million hits. I'm Ready, we also did that one. Big Danny, that's a really common, like a white blues band song to do, you know, really big hit in the bars. I'm Ready. All these songs about bragging about how much money you have or whatever. My Babe, big hit for Little Walter. That was a great one. That was kind of taken from a gospel song. What else? Seventh Son, Spoonful. My Cream, that was a big hit for them. Wang Dang Doodle, I love that song. Delta knows that word. Wang Dang Doodle is a word for a big party. And You Shook Me, You Need Love, those were two that were covered by, or stolen by Led Zeppelin. Sometimes they just took the words, you know, but sometimes it was pretty clear, like, you know, You Shook Me, the slide part's the same. That was a Muddy Waters song with, what's his name, playing the slide, unique slide player that used the wah-wah pedal, Earl Hooker. So Jimmy Page copied those Earl Hooker licks. But anyway, I think they worked it all out. It was funny, Led Zeppelin joked about it. They said, well, it just shows we were popular. If we weren't popular, we would have got away with it. Which is probably true. I'm sure people steal lyrics all the time. They don't get caught unless the song is a hit. So they didn't care. Didn't bother them. Alrighty, I'm going to play one or two more and say good afternoon. Thanks for watching every week. Thanks for watching the Willie Dixon episode. Yeah, you know, there's another thing. The Willie Dixon Grateful Dead connection was, besides Bob Weir covering so many of his songs, they recorded one together. Their connection was this guy, another great bass player, Rob Wasserman, stand-up bass player, who was Bob Weir's bass player, and anyway, he did a couple albums called Trios and then another one called Duos, and he played with Willie Dixon on a song called Dustin' Off the Bass, really good, and then Bob Weir did along with them, so they were friends and acquaintances, and there was a Grateful Dead Willie Dixon connection. Yeah, he even wrote a song for Big Dead, that song, Eternity. Anyway, here's one that was a big hit for Bob Weir. Would make you feel so good when a babe get her evening gown on. Would make you feel so good when your babe get her evening gown on. Must be that same thing that make a preacher lay his Bible down. May you feel so good when your babe get her evening gown on. May you feel so good when your babe get her evening gown on. Must be that same thing that makes a talk fight on her. Oh, that same thing. Yeah, that same thing. Tell me who's to blame. The whole world's fighting about the same thing. We'll go crazy when a woman wears a dress so tight. Makes a man go crazy when a woman wears a dress so tight. Must be that same thing that makes a tomcat fight on me. Oh, that same thing. Oh, that same thing. Tell me who's to blame. The whole world fighting about the same thing. whole world's fighting about the same thing. Willie Dixon's song. I think that's it about Willie Dixon. Greatest blues songwriter. The bridge between rock and roll and the blues. The roots of all American music. Willie Dixon. Great American hero. Big hero of mine, Willie Dixon. Somebody who really made his mark on the world. These songs will be around for a long time. So, happy Easter. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy Easter weekend, Easter Saturday. Thanks for watching Channel 11, WPIX. It stands for Pixelated. Oh, I never even tuned up. That's alright. Pretty close. Oops. Oh yeah, he also wrote songs and played with Bo Diddley. I don't know if I mentioned that. Bo Diddley's big hit, Pretty Thing, he wrote that one. And then played on the Chuck Berry albums too. So that's really how he was besides being like having his songs covered by the Doors, Rolling Stones, and Eric Clapton and all that, but Grateful Dead. He also played on the first, the most important rock and roll records. Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, he was the bass player on them. It's like, and he also was, you know who discovered Chuck Berry, who recommended him, was Muddy Waters, which is a pretty amazing thing, because he almost put himself out of business. But Little Walter, Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, those guys are the roots of classic rock and maybe even rap. Thanks for watching. This is our last song. Say thank you and good afternoon. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. I have to turn this off myself. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. You know whose podcast things are really funny and because they're so unprofessional is Patti Smith. They're really endearing and charming. I recommend watching those. Patti Smith's little shows like this. Also, there's a great podcast of Bruce Springsteen and Obama that I recommend. Okay, thanks. Happy Easter.
How do I turn this off? Hey. Cancel. What's going on here? Hey, it still says live. I can't figure out what buttons to push. Hey, now what do I do? Cancel. Hey, how do I turn this thing off? Help! What is going on? I can't figure this out. Pretty thing. Hey, Dan Welby. Finish. Oh, just shut off.